It's my sad duty to inform you that once again, SEO is dead. Rest in peace. You've probably heard the rumours. The age of search engine optimization is over, replaced entirely by a shiny new thing, GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. It's a compelling story, and it's also completely wrong. And I'm going to show you why. It's true that SEO is changing, but probably not in quite the way you might think. We need to start at the beginning because the best way to properly understand what's changing is to look at how things used to be. Every search starts with a user wanting to find some type of information. So they go to Google, type in a keyword, and Google searches its vast database to display what it believes to be the most relevant sites on a SERP, or Search Engine Results page. Traditionally, this consisted of 10 blue links, 10 results on page 1. The user then scans the list, chooses a result, and lands on a web page. My job as an SEO was broadly to help my clients appear there on page 1 rather than their competitors. In the very early days, what I call the glory days, you could pretty much do that with brute force. Just paste a keyword onto a page 50 times and call it a day. You can't do that anymore, and obviously that's a good thing. Today's search algorithms are way more sophisticated, so we actually need to spend time now creating useful content. It's honestly a pain in the ass. What Google and SEOs quickly learned is that individual keywords are only a small part of the puzzle. What actually matters is the intent behind them. These are the specific words you typed into Google, but what do you actually mean? Google became incredibly good at understanding and interpreting keywords, and so SEOs had to as well. We categorize search intent into 4 main types: navigational, commercial, transactional, and informational. Navigational intent is when you're looking for a specific resource. Nobody under the age of 70 actually opens a browser and types www.facebook.com. They go to Google, type Facebook, and click the top link. That's a navigational keyword. Another example might be your brand name. They just want to find your website and go there. Commercial intent is research before a purchase. They aren't in buying mode yet. They're comparing products or services. A search like best headphones under £100 is a good example. They're weighing up the options. Transactional intent means the user is ready to take action. So maybe I've done my research, had to think about it, and now I've come back to Google and typed buy Apple AirPods. But it could also be best AirPod deals, or even searches like pizza delivery near me. They're in purchase mode. They want to find a provider and give them money. Then finally, we have informational intent. These are the who, what, why, how questions. And it could be how to change a tire or what's the name of the first Smiths album. They're just looking to find something out. Now, as with anything in SEO, this is the simple version and it does get more complicated. Keywords can fit into multiple categories. And we also talk about things like local intent modifiers for those near me type searches. But broadly speaking, keywords can be placed into these 4 categories. Once upon a time, those 4 intents were dominated by one player, Google. They had the monopoly on search. But now for the first time, we're seeing a true diversification in where people search for information. And I'm not really talking about competitors like Bing or DuckDuckGo. Those are still traditional search engines. I'm talking about people going to different platforms entirely for specific needs. Now, the reason why I think it's so important to understand keyword intent is because it's not as simple as saying Google is cooked. Everyone's just searching on ChatGPT now. The reality is a lot more nuanced. First of all, many intents are still dominated by Google, and I think will be for the foreseeable future. Navigational keywords are an obvious example. Nobody goes to ChatGPT to type Facebook login page. Also, very few people go to ChatGPT to type buy coffee online, although I'm sure they're working on that. But where we do see a shift is in commercial and informational keywords. People definitely are becoming more comfortable using AI answer engines for information and research. Even if the final transactional intent ends up on Google, if an AI answer engine is molding what that transactional intent ends up looking like, then brands definitely need to pay attention to it. But it isn't just AI answer engines. Social media platforms are search engines too. I do this myself. If I want a recipe, I don't Google it anymore, and I haven't for years. I go to TikTok and I watch a 30-second video rather than wading through a long blog post filled with ads and someone's life story before I even see the ingredients. But I definitely don't go to TikTok and type emergency plumber near me. Different search engines match different intents, and brands and SEOs need to be aware of all of them. So search is changing, but one thing that might surprise you, this isn't actually that new to SEOs. Think about this keyword. How old is Taylor Swift? According to search data, about 15,000 people search for that every month. That's an incredibly high volume and valuable keyword, or at least it would have been. Once upon a time, if you ranked #1 for a keyword like that, people would click your link to find the answer and you can monetize that traffic with ads. And entire business models were built around this. Today it looks a lot different. just as many people are searching for the keyword, and it could be the exact same website in position 1. But today, the answer appears directly on the results page. You'd never click on a website at all. So we call that a zero-click search. SEO didn't die when zero-click became a problem for publishers. It shifted, like it always does. The shouting you hear about AI killing SEO is based on a fundamental misunderstanding. It assumes that SEO is synonymous with Google. Maybe it once was, but it hasn't been for quite a while now. SEO stands for search engine optimization, not Google optimization. SEOs understand the mechanics and the behavioral science of how people search for information, whatever the platform they're actually using. I would argue that the goal of SEO was never to satisfy one algorithm in California. The goal is to ensure that wherever your customer asks a question, your business is the answer.